Be careful what you say to yourself because someone important is listening. You. John Assaraf. Hey, it's your girl Rainey from Blessings and Gems. And today I want to talk to you about what we're thinking inwardly and how that impacts the words that we speak. And so when we think a negative thought, according to the 3C method, that we begin to catch what we think and or say, that we begin to check what we think and say, and also that we begin to change what we think or say. And so it's so important to go through this process. The 3C method, and I'm going to read this verbatim, is or helps people to recognize their negative thoughts, confront them, and shift to a more positive way of thinking. So let's tackle them one by one. So what do I mean by checking it? Let's take an example of someone who might say, I'm stupid. Why did I not get enough sleep? Now I'm going to be late to work. And so that's really a negative statement. And the part of that that's really daggerish is the part where the person calls themselves stupid. So that thought is something that the person wants to catch immediately, because I'm sure typically those words will come out of that person's mouth either exactly as the thought presented itself, or and the person will speak it out loud. So we definitely want to be able to actually catch it. Any of those negative words, I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'm not worthy, I'm not smart, it'll never happen for me, all the good ones are gone. Those sorts of things that we say every day that really have a negative impact over what we speak and ultimately affects the way we behave. And you can train your brain, as I said before, by really being aware of the things that are coming out of our mouths based on our thought process. So after we catch what we say, some of those negative words that we say, we have to check it. And one of the things that's going to be important is to confront those negative thoughts. And that sometimes isn't easy. Sometimes you might confront those thoughts. And let's take the example that I just shared about, that's where someone might say, I'm stupid. Why did I not get enough sleep? Now I'm going to be late to work. And you're going to have to fact check that. That person would have to fact check that and say, is it really true that I'm stupid? It might be true that I didn't get enough sleep, and it might be true that I'm now going to be late to work. But does that mean that I'm stupid? And so it's going to take some investigation on your part to really stop and think, why am I saying that to myself? And some of you may come up with those answers very quickly. And some of you, it might be a deep rooted thought or belief that goes really, really deep inside that may require you to speak with a coach, a counselor, or a therapist. If there are things that you say systematically that are negative and you say them over and over again. So that is going to be super, super important. So let's take that as an example. So one of the ways to check it again is to ask, is this really true? And then your brain can actually think about ways that it can problem solve around this statement, right? And so one of the things that we're going to talk about next is how to change it. So let's use that same example of someone who might say, I'm stupid, why didn't I get enough sleep? Now I'm going to be late to work. And so one way that statement could be reframed is that the person says to themselves, I will make sure that I hit the snooze button and therefore I'll be on time for work, right? It's just a thought process. Notice we didn't add the words I'm stupid back on the front end, because again, that is just garbage, right? That has nothing to do with the fact. And so remember in the second C where we said to check it, we are checking the fact, is this true? And if it's true that you forgot to hit the snooze button, then your brain again can problem solve around that. It's really, really a simple tool around certain areas of our life. And so let's practice doing some affirmations together, because I know that many of you may not even recognize some of the things that you're saying. And I want to give you some sample language that you can begin to use in order to change some of the more common things that people say to themselves each day. So if you're the person that says, I'm not worthy all the time, one way to reframe it by changing it, as we talked about a second ago, is by saying, I am worthy of love, success, and happiness. And I attract positive experiences into my life. You might be the person that says, I'm not smart. A way to reframe that could be, I trust in my abilities and believe in my capacity to overcome any challenges in my way. Another example is someone who might say to themselves, well, I'm just not growing and I'm stagnant and there's nothing that I can do. One way to reframe that is by saying to yourself, every day in every way, I am getting better and better. One other thing that's pretty common that people says is, I don't deserve this. Or there might be a belief or a thought that pops in that says, um, I'm not worthy of abundance. I come from a poor family, or this is not for me, right? Another common statement that people sometimes make is, I don't deserve this. And one way to reframe that statement is to say, I am deserving of all good things that life has to offer, and I welcome abundance with open arms. And last, just another example is someone who might say, I'm not talented. I don't have any gifts or skills. I'm just not that smart. One way you can reframe that is by saying, I'm a unique and valuable person, and I appreciate the qualities that make me special. You see how we're shifting that? And it all starts up here. So it may not be the words that you say out loud. The first step, again, is to catch when you say things that are not serving you, and then to check it. Is it true? And then begin to reframe it into a statement that you know is true, that you are worthy of love, that you do trust in your abilities, that every day you are getting better, and that you do deserve good things. And it's telling the truth to yourself, because again, over for a long period of time, you might have been saying things to build that mental muscle that has strengthened your thought process and your brain around uh, things that are not serving you. So that's all I wanted to cover today. I hope this helped you in some way. Please subscribe to the channel if you like what you heard today. Hit the notification button. So glad that you're here with me today, and I'll see you in the next video.